Vi har fået en snak med en af udviklerne fra Call of Duty. Lad os høre, hvad han har at sige. Vi var så heldige at fange en af udviklerne fra Call of Duty, så vi satte os ned og tog en lille snak om hans syn på eSport og hvad han tror er fremtiden for branchen.
The thing I think that gives Call of Duty a competitive edge in the esports environment is multiple things. We have variety of modes, which is I think really cool. Each year we have different modes coming out. In the past we had Hardpoint, now we have Blitz. And that keeps things kind of fresh. The other thing we're doing is we're innovating in kind of like the view, like how the game is viewed. Our codcasting mode, which allows you to spectate. We've introduced the Oracle mode, which outlines enemies, and that's really helped kind of like lower the barrier to entry to like actually watching a first-person shooter. You don't see a guy running down a hallway and all he sees is an empty hallway. You can actually see the enemy outline. The viewer can see the enemy outline through the wall, and this adds to viewer anticipation. You instantly start as a viewer building in your mind what's going to happen. How's this going to go down? Is he going to take them out? Is that guy going to shoot him? Oh man, there's another guy over there. He's going to hear it, and so the engagement there is much higher. And I think that has given us with Ghosts a cool advantage.
So obviously esports everywhere is on the rise, as we see, and I mean you're one of the biggest shooter entries. There is a bit of Counter-Strike going on, but it's not actually as big. But what are your views on esport as it grows? I mean, how do you imagine that this is going to end up? Are we talking Super Bowl? Are we talking what? I mean, since this is now becoming somewhat of an acknowledged sport.
I think the esports popularity is just going to keep rising. You can see that there's certain things that are kind of like happening. The integration of Twitch on the new consoles is going to help players. They can just pop in, they have their console, the thing's going to pop up, they're going to be like, oh, actually, I've never really watched Call of Duty, I play Call of Duty, and they'll quickly be able to get in, watch some Call of Duty, see the Oracle mode, be engaged, and then from there, I don't have like big predictions other than that. I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger because viewers are able to get engaged.
When Modern Warfare 1 came out back in the day, it pretty much reinvented the wheel. I mean, it redefined shooter genres, and everyone else since has adapted the MMO aspect. The fact that all of a sudden a shooter was an MMO, it was a massively multiplayer online game. You had persistent progression, you had your perks, you had character development, things like this. We hadn't seen that at any point before. For the next iterations, obviously without revealing anything, but for the next iterations, are you still looking at redeveloping, or are we at a stage right now where we're just kind of redefining and fine-tuning?
I think, that's a challenge. That's a question we ask ourselves as devs with each game. We always start out initially like we're pushing the boundaries. We might strip out all perks and all weapons from the game, all kill streaks, and start building new systems. We might leave systems in and start adding things on top of them. And it's all just an exploration into finding that new thing, that big thing that's going to be great. Call of Duty does have a core. And there's a core that we're very careful not to break. It's fast-paced, gun-on-gun action, low time to engagement. But at the same time, we're not afraid to change things and rip things out if we think we have something better. But we're not going to do that unless we find that thing that's better.
So what do you think the impact is on the fact that you now have 3 developers on the cycle, which means that you're going from the 2-year development cycle to the 3-year development cycle? What do you think that's going to mean for the game itself?
I think the impact of the 3-year development cycle, you can start seeing that in our DLC that we've released with DLC 1 with the Mike Myers, and DLC 2, some of the awesome stuff we're doing there. It's allowed us to breathe a little bit as developers. You know, 3 years is still a shorter dev cycle. There's other teams, they build games for 5, 6, 7 years. Some of the big name titles you see coming out. So we still have our work cut out for us. But just in the short term, I think we've already seen gains with what we've been able to do with DLC and the attention we've been able to give Ghosts post-ship.
Det var det hele. Hvad med jer? Hvad tror I? Hvad kommer der til at ske inden for det her inden for de næste par år? Der er et kommentarfelt hernede. Jeg synes, I skal bruge det. Vi ses.